Hello. Don't mind the outfit. It might be the same one for 40 days. The storm. The storm was brewing. I told you last time that 2011, summer of 2011, I would have to say it was a hard summer. I had two children in college and two in high school. And statistics say what? 1 in 4 have mental health issues at any given time. So a family of 6, chances are we were pretty normal to be dealing with some depression, some anxiety, some conflict. And that summer, that whole year, I look back on my 2011 journal, and throughout the whole journal is a question I had. How do you trust God? I mean, really, like, you won't go over a bridge if you don't trust it. But you have to go over the bridge to show that you trust it. I can say I trust that bridge and never go over it. How do I know I trust the bridge? And how would you know? And I was just pondering that big question. God, how do I trust you with my kids, with my finances, with my life? And that was a big question and a prayer, really. And Eric was to be a junior at South Dakota State University, majoring in horticulture, but he didn't want to go back. But he also didn't know what he wanted to do. Imagine that, a 22-year-old who doesn't know what they want to do. And he talked to a friend and he said, I wish there were internships for horticulture majors like there are for business majors. And the friend said, well, there is something called WOOF, Worldwide Opportunities for Organic Farming, farmers, if I get the acronym right. You could be a woofer. He looked into it, and for 25 hours a week of your labor on an organic farm, anywhere in the world, you get room and board. So he connected with a farmer in Hawaii. And on late October 2011, I drove Eric to the airport. He told me on the way, Mom, I'm going to learn everything I can about organic farming and horticulture from the farmer. And I'm going to use the rest of the time to explore the islands. He dubbed it Living the Dream. I hugged him, said, Aloha, Eric. See you in about 5 months. March of 2012. He was keeping a blog, and he thought that would be a good way to update everybody in the family about how he was doing. And his first blog post talked about meeting a local Hawaiian and going swimming in the ocean, and they were looking forward to their first adventure, the coworkers and he were going to South Point. If you look at the Big Island, it's the lowest point. They were going to be cliff diving and sleeping and camping on the green sand beaches. And in his blog, he talked about how he snorkeled and the wonderful things about that trip. But weaved in that blog was, I haven't been feeling well. I don't know, I think I maybe drank some bad water. It's an odd feeling. It's almost hurts more if I rest, but I get exhausted. And I was resting, but then moving made it feel better, but I was too tired to move. And I thought that was odd. He was 22 and very fit, in good health and shape when he left, just days before. And I said to him in the blog, I was the only commenter, and I said, if you're not better by Monday, get to the doctor. I called him and I asked him if he was better, and he said he just wasn't feeling that much better. And I said, can you get to the doctor? And he said, well, I have to have somebody take me, and the farmer's wife has the only vehicle in town, and she'll be gone all day. And I said, well, I hope somebody will take you and just check you out. You probably have a tropical little bug that you got just by being new to the environment. And I told him, just be in touch. And I gave him a day, and I thought, I'll text him and see how the appointment went. And he said they sent him back. And I said, well, if it's, they told me it might be a virus, and they said it could be bacterial, but they didn't think so. And so they gave me antibiotics. And I thought to myself as a mom, well, in about 24, 48 hours, a virus with a healthy kid, you'll be feeling better. And if it's bacterial, a couple days on antibiotics and you'll be feeling better. So 2 days later, middle of the week, I texted him and I said, are you feeling better? And I was very confident that his reply would be, yeah, I'm feeling a little better. I'm still weak, still tired. My text, so how you doing? How you feeling? Are you better? And his response, 3-word response, not at all. And I said, get back to the doctor. And talked to him on the phone, and he said, I don't know if anybody will take me. It's an hour drive, and they would have to spend several hours with me, and I don't know. And I said, well, if you're not better, you got to go back. And I got off the phone and I prayed. Because I thought, nobody knows him. Nobody knows who he was and who he is. And so he's not trying to get out of work. And if you don't know somebody, it's a lot to go to the ER with somebody you know. But to go to the ER and know you're going to at least be 2 hours if the drive is that long, and then you're going to maybe wait a few hours. I don't know. I've never been to a fast, quick in and out ER appointment. So it was a lot. So I prayed that there'd be somebody. Would there be somebody willing to do that again? They had just done it 2 days before. And I was packing to go to Hawaii. I was packing to go to Kansas City on a Christian Writers Conference. My friend Kim was going to be driving, and I thought, should I go? I thought maybe I should be there for Eric, but I thought, well, he's in Hawaii. He's 4,000 miles from me, whether I'm in Minnesota or Kansas City. There's an ocean between us. We'll be in touch by phone. So on that Thursday, I thought, well, he'll be getting an appointment, but there's 5 hours difference. So it's only, early in the morning. By the time I get to Kansas City, it will still be early afternoon for him, late morning. So I thought, I probably won't hear how his appointment went until I get to Kansas City. And the drive, I was thinking, I hadn't heard anything. No news is good news. No text. Text my husband. He hadn't heard anything. I didn't have a smartphone. Back in 2011, people were getting smartphones. And I thought, wow, who needs to look at radar weather on a phone? I had what people jokingly called the Judy Jetson phone. I had a little Nokia, and if you're familiar with them, they had this little antenna and about a 1-inch screen and pay-as-you-go text that you couldn't see anyway. So I really couldn't explore like I could today with a smartphone. But I thought, I'll hear something if I hear something. And I sat in that conference and I was excited because they were they're introducing editors and agents. And they were also introducing 3 women that had a special name tag. And stuck in bright yellow on their name tag below said in handwriting, "May I pray for you?" And as they were introducing those women, I looked down and saw that I had a text message. And the text message was from my husband. And it said, Eric in hospital. CT scan, spinal tap, no results. And the room got small and dark as I thought, the storm hit. But I was thinking, I've been to the ER with people many, many times. And not the first line of protocol is a spinal tap, also known as a lumbar puncture. I thought, what? Why and how and what would make them want to do a spinal tap? And I just really felt like this is serious. And here I am in Kansas City, and here Beanie's back home in Minnesota with Joe and Lily, and Holly's in Nebraska, and Eric's in Hawaii. And those women, may I pray for you women, were getting back in their seats, and I noticed one of them, Jan, was ready to sit down. And I thought, when this wraps up, I'm going to get Jan. And that's exactly what they did. They said good night for the evening, and I ran to Jan, and I told her my story, what I knew, which wasn't much. And Jan prayed a most powerful prayer. She prayed that God would be with Eric in Hawaii, and God would be with me in Kansas City, and back home with Beanie and the kids in Minnesota, and with Holly in Nebraska. That he could be everywhere for all of us. And she prayed in such power and authority. She just was confident, and she was teary-eyed when she said amen. And she told me, I don't usually cry when I pray, but I was overwhelmed by the Spirit. And that gave me a sense of peace in this unknowing. I would have to wait and be patient for results. I'll tell you that tomorrow. What I want to end with is, are you experiencing a I don't know moment in life? Are you in a season of, I just don't know. It's not good, but I don't know, and I want answers, and I can't get answers, and I want control, and I don't have any. I just ask for prayer. Prayer makes all the difference. And I think that even if you're not sure that it does, there's those of us who do, and we'll pray for you. So you can leave a message in the comments if you want to be public, or you can private message, and I will pray for you in this season, in this moment, like Jan prayed for me when I was out of my head with what to do, and I felt all alone from anyone I knew. We'll pick it up tomorrow. God bless you today.